We have a viral tweet from the redheaded libertarian, and this makes me look. I got to be honest. I'm saddened by the death of Alex Pretti. I'm saddened by death in general. I don't want this conflict and this fighting. There's an argument over the legality and what people were doing, whether he was right to have been there, armed or otherwise. But this genuinely makes me feel bad for the guy's legacy. Josie says, it appears MSNBC gave Alex Pretti a tan, a stronger jawline, better teeth, a shorter forehead, and a nose job to make him look hotter for the affluent white female liberals. They broadened his shoulders, thickened his neck, and gave him biceps. I kid you not. Fact check. It's real.
That's crazy.
Now, check this out. I've got the 2 articles. This is the actual photo of the guy. And he's got a big, long nose. He's thin, kind of pasty and pale. It is what it is. I'm not trying to rag on the guy. This is the image they made. They gave him a tan, shortened his nose, widened it a little bit. He's got nicer teeth. They gave him a broader jaw. Look at this. His chest is thicker.
They lightened his hair.
Here's MSNBC. They're using this edited photo. I'm sorry, MS Now.
No, it's Ms. Now.
Ms. Now is what they say.
Now.
They
no,
say,
that's what I
They
say.
really pronounce
okay.
it. Oh, okay.
So
I like
they
it.
actually do. Now here's People using the real photo. People.com using the real photo. MS Now using the fake edited make him look hot photo with clean shiny teeth. This is insane.
The post-mortem glow-up.
That's crazy.
That's the Giga Chad version.
Yeah, that's
I'll tell you why they're doing it. Because when Luigi Mangione got all the press, these women were like, ooh, he's so hot. And when Tyler Robinson got pressed, they were like, no.
It's the meme. It's the meme where like the office lady gets hit on by the hot guy and she thinks it's lovely, and then she gets hit on by the fat
and it's
weird
sexual
guy.
harassment.
It's sexual harassment. It's
The goal here is because this will generate sympathy from white suburban females. They are going to see this guy and they're going to be mad, and they're trying to lionize him by making him more attractive.
And then they'll all go get in their minivans and block ICE in the middle of the street.
Yep. This is
That's
crazy.
The goal. Yeah.
It's genuinely insane. Look at this.
Do you want a post-mortem glow-up when it's time? Would you want one?
But it's got to be really ridiculous. Like, I need flowing locks and just like massive muscles and perfect teeth.
Like blonde flowing locks?
Yes.
Yeah.
And people will just be like, that's the way we remember him.
Yep.
Yo, it is listen, we were just talking about in the previous segment, the lengths the left is willing to go to win, the right is not. And some people on the right sometimes do things like this, but it doesn't work because what motivates the right is calling out the deception and understanding what's happening. But the left is fueled entirely by these zombie zealots that just believe what the TV tells them. And they actually gave this guy a posthumous glow up, right? Post-mortem, because they want women to be attracted to him. They want to pull, look, I was saying this before, Trump won because of suburban housewives, and it was RFK Jr. who got him there. So they're attacking RFK relentlessly, and they're trying to convince these women to oppose Trump so they can win midterms and shut out the Republicans through by any means necessary.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's hilarious, to be honest with you. The whole
It's funny,
situation.
but wow.
Damn.
You also have the NYPD is now arresting anti-ICE protesters at a Hilton in Manhattan, where protesters or agitators, whatever, these crazy loser leftists are saying that ICE agents are staying there.
This is crazy, man. Look at this. This is what MS Now actually ran on their TV.
Giga Chad Petty.
Someone called him Alex Prettier.
Yes, that's about right.
Yup. Looking at
Well, they did the opposite of Joe Rogan. The whole
oh my God,
is
is this the actual video?
during COVID.
Video evidence from the scene shows that Pretti got between a woman who'd been pepper sprayed and a federal agent who was pepper spraying her. Pretti is then pepper sprayed himself.
He
continues to try to protect her, but he's tackled and restrained before ICE agents open fire on him.
I don't even know
again,
what the timestamp is.
and again, and again, and again, and again. Not a single shred of video evidence.
Let's see if they have the timestamp on
This is
wherever
all
this
SIG's
is.
fault. I think we haven't talked about
Yeah,
that.
for real. I mean, this is pretty crazy.
all SIG's fault.
I've had people hitting me up asking me if the SIG thing is real.
Yes, it's
and I'm
real.
like, yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
And send him the video where the guy pinches it, it fires.
Didn't the police officer have a misfire like that,
There were
discharge
multiple.
like that?
They're actually they're oh god.
It's a horrible gun.
They're actually they're firearms instructors that won't allow people to bring Sig 320s to their classes anymore, just because it's not worth the risk. So it is real. Get a Glock. That's my call on it. But I mean, look, you can't if the left will adjust the way Joe Rogan looks to make him look sickly during COVID,
Yep.
so they can reinforce their narrative, it makes perfect sense that they would do this to make him look more attractive, make him much more of a sympathetic character, charisma and how attractive a person is, whether we like it or not. That's something that all human beings respond to. If you've got if you're some kind of weird looking dude, and look, Pretti was not a particularly, attractive guy generally.
I think they removed it because it's not in here.
Well, maybe
So
they
people
did.
Maybe
are
they realized they got played.
Yeah, they may have gone on YouTube and then trimmed that out of the
Can you
video.
do that?
You can do that. I mean, I can't find it in this clip, but it's on their website. We found that already. Like, this is MS Now. It's literally the thumbnail.
hilarious.
I mean, you can tell.
Man, I just.
They make him look a lot less like Ari Shaffir in the.
They make him look less Semitic. Yeah.
He looks right wing.
Yeah.
He looks like a right winger.
He does. He looks like he's had some
if I saw that
steaks.
guy in the street and I had to judge it or guess his political leanings, I was like, that dude's right wing.
Yeah, I think
That's
they cut
hilarious and true. He does.
it out. Yeah.
They're like, oh, look, you make him look like he had some steaks.
Make him look like he eats protein and works out.
He's a member of the Clean
Which he
Plate
clearly
Club.
does.
I'm curious your thoughts on what's going on right now with Trump saying he called Waltz and that they're going to work on a deal. I see a lot of people on the left are saying Waltz surrendered. A lot of people on the right are saying Trump surrendered. I think this is largely Trump's administration was routed. Pulling out Bovino and reassigning Noam shows that whatever they were doing wasn't working. Sending in Homan is plan B. But I'm curious what you think, if this is a retreat, surrender, and on whose part.
Man, I mean, I like that we were in there. I think the optics look bad. It probably does look like a retreat to a lot of people, but I think the Trump administration is going based off of polling they saw, where the majority of people saw what was happening as like an L, right? They saw it as a bad thing, and they're just responding to that. So as somebody who supports ICE going in and rounding up horrible people and just people that just shouldn't be here, I kind of view it as a retreat, but I mean, I don't care. I'm glad. I hope we go into more cities and we continue doing this.
Yeah. I mean, look, the right that's angry with Trump for not being forceful enough are going to say that it's a retreat. The left, if they think that Waltz won or lost and they think that Trump won, fine. I'm cool with that. If that's their perception, you can have that perception. As for me, I kind of want to wait and see what happens. I do think that I think Kristi Noem's days are numbered. I think, yeah. And I'm not saying right away, but I think that she's going to eventually be removed. And
who
I think that
who do you think would replace her?
I have no idea at all.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't even looked into who would be candidates or who might.
Too bad Giuliani's not up for it again.
Yeah, right.
But even if it is a retreat, just fine, go to a next city and do this again. Just keep doing it.
We have
do it anyway.
Yeah.
We had another angle of the attack on Ilhan Omar, and I'm wondering if we play this, you can see the guy where he's sitting. I wonder if we're gonna get if we're able to hear what he says. So,
must resign or face impeachment.
I think he said something. I think he said she's not resigning or something.
Maybe.
He's not resigning. Because she's calling for Kristi Noem to resign.
Right.
Or she's not resigning.
Well, Democrats are trying to impeach her.
She does charge him though.
Minnesota strong, and we will stay resilient in the face of whatever they might throw.
I
think it's fake.
Trump, remember he got shot and Trump
You think
stayed.
it's fake?
Well, the one reason I think it's fake is that she's not reacting to being sprayed with an unknown liquid. Any security team is going to be rush him to the bathroom, get the shirt off now, because it could be a corrosive chemical.
There's acid attacks, for sure.
Or it could be a biological agent of some sort. You can't just stand there.
I think the normal female reaction would be to freak out too, right? It is a little weird.
It's the response to
freak
that
out
from
when
the
there's
left is going to
stink
be
butts.
like, Ilhan Omar is strong and refuses to back down. But for her security to be like, nah, just ignore it. He sprayed you with something, you're fine. Like, that's weird to me. I don't know. I'll just put it like this. Occam's razor suggests Ilhan Omar has the worst security team I've seen in a long time. I mean, for real, they're like, just keep going about your speech. Don't mind that he sprayed you with something out of a syringe.
Yeah, this way that she keeps going, isn't it? Like, what is on her? And that's one
Unless
of
she
those
knows
weird,
what it
like,
is.
pleat shirts. where
Everybody
that's
said,
not
I mean, look,
that's
I
not a thick
don't-
material.
I don't think they hired a guy to false flag or anything. I mean, it's a possibility. I just think it's very strange that Ilhan Omar isn't reacting to being sprayed with an unknown substance. I mean, you get a letter in the mail with white powder and they lock everything down, and then they make you like do a chemical wash or whatever.
Yeah.
She got sprayed and she's like, who cares?
down. I'm going to finish my remarks.
Nah, she's shaking.
It is important for me to continue to lead my Democratic colleagues in demanding her resignation.
What do you think the liquid was?
It's probably water. I think it's water. I don't know. I don't think it's actually fake. It is weird though that she's not reacting. It could just be that she's shocked, and you can see her hands are trembling.
Yeah.
So
I mean, look, the point of that is kind of just to be like, you can be touched. You know, it's to scare
Yeah,
people.
yep.
It's like, hey, you
I
can.
got you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can touch you. You
We're
know,
here.
so whether or not there was anything that actually is going to cause harm, the point was to be like, hey, you know.
see,
you
the
can
thing
be
is
touched,
though,
too.
in modern warfare, we know exactly what the outcome of this is. It's a rallying cry for Ilhan Omar. She's going to raise millions of dollars.
Yeah, this is a net gain for Democrats for sure.
Well,
So-
not just her. I mean, the Democrats are all going to use it
Of
across
course.
the country.
No right-wing organizer would advocate for something like this. So then the question is, who benefits when you watch this stuff? And it's no one on the right benefits from attacking Ilhan Omar. Only
No,
the
I've-
leftists.
Nobody. It's interesting too. I mean, all of our first reactions were that's terrible.
Well, that's what I was going to
You
say.
know?
Is like if you reversed the political leanings on this,
They would be
they would
excited.
be celebrating.
They
this.
would love it.
The
Yeah.
left would love this. Like, oh, I hope it has acid. I hope she got hurt. Like
They still love that. They still love that Charlie was killed.
Yeah.
Some sick people are.
Yeah, I mean, there were
most people I know
protesters.
Are not
I'd
glad.
There were
argue the
protesters
majority of
out in
Democrats were
Minnesota
happy
last
about it.
night. Yeah, there were
read that?
protesters out in Minnesota
Where'd you
last
read
night.
No, I said I'd argue that. I
Who
think
were
would you
yelling
even
that,
begin to justify that claim?
that Democrats celebrated the death of Charlie
The
Kirk.
majority of Democrats.
I would argue
celebrated
that the
it.
majority of Democrats were probably okay or happy with the death of
That's
Charlie
like
Kirk.
Or chill with it. I mean,
claiming what
because
like
the thing
6
too is
million people believe. You have no way of proving that, or even
there were
you have no way of proving the
candidates
opposite.
running for office.
I'm not trying to prove the
There
opposite.
were candidates running for office who
Yeah.
were openly, chill with the murder of Charlie Kirk, and their staffers were chill with the murder of Charlie Kirk. That was uncovered. Like undercover journalists got all that information, and all of these people were still elected into office. So even if those Democrats were not like yay about it, they were certainly fine with it.
Yeah, they were okay with it.
I see
And
a
they
lot
were
of people-
fine with the attitude.
A lot of
and I
people
certainly know that when I've talked to, I talked to people in my life who were uncomfortable talking about Charlie's death, even knowing that I knew him, they were uncomfortable talking about it because they did not want to appear to acknowledge that it was bad that someone who they thought was a racist, horrible person was killed. The people that I'm close to. And it was kind of hard to deal with it. So I don't know if it's necessarily the majority, but I think certainly a lot of Democrats, even in private, were perfectly comfortable with the idea that Charlie was
I
murdered.
think you need only look at the man on the street interviews that we've seen from a handful of people where they're literally just in Times Square being like, what do you think? And they're like, well, Charlie was a bad guy, you know?
That's
Would
what
you
they
would
say.
you agree that the majority of college campus students were okay with the death of Charlie Kirk?
I can't know how many people is that you're talking
Just
about.
take an average college campus.
No one could make that assumption accurately.
No, just take a guess
Hold
based
on, I got an idea. Ian, you want to do a speaking tour at colleges?
I was actually just about to go do that before Charlie got killed. That was been on my mind a lot.
I think you'll get attacked at every single one, and they'll try and shut you down.
And it won't be for
Okay,
anything.
but I understand why you think
it
that.
won't be for anything you say. It'll be for the association.
Yeah.
And no right wingers are going to come in and protect you.
I understand why you guys would to say those things too.
Because they're likely correct.
Well, this is the world you live in too.
I think it's that it's not about the world you live in. It's like studying the past to predict the future. Why would you be able to speak at a college campus?
Because of what I'm talking about.
Why would you?
I mean, I was to speak at like.
Does it matter what Ben Shapiro was
I
talking
don't know,
about?
go to Rice University and talk about graphene or something.
Yeah.
I could do that.
I'd be willing to make a bet with you that you will be protested and threatened.
I didn't get attacked when I was there last time. Maybe
But
if
you
I'm
didn't
talking
go.
politics,
You didn't
maybe.
go on a public speaking, formally promoted, postered event.
Yeah.
You showed up,
Right.
walked in with one or two guys, and no one knew.
You think
were
if I
there.
did a graphene talk at Rice, I'd get protests?
I think if flyers went up
Really?
saying Ian
I'm
Crossland
not
is
that-
coming, they would absolutely shut you down.
I don't think I'm that divisive.
It
I'm not even in the
doesn't
public eye that
Ian,
much. man.
Ian, that's not.
I mean,
remember,
but
like,
that's not what this is about.
We said it's not because of you. It's because of the association.
That's a long association.
You're on Timcast every night. Is that a long association?
Yeah.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Why? You're here
'Cause
every
Tim's
night.
like a musician friend. I mean, we're like.
The left
It's-
doesn't, the left
it's
doesn't
like-
view you
I know
like
you
that.
got politics going on,
You are
but
here
I love this
providing-
because like the trope of Ian is that he's sleeping, wakes up right before the show starts, sits down, has no idea what's going on.
I intentionally want to hear about the politics fresh when I get here.
But it's not about it's not about
Sometimes.
right now. It's about the past 7 years. Like you've just not listened.
Well, I mean,
Charlie Kirk is
that's-
dead.
Who do you think has a higher
Okay,
chance?
that was
Who do you
sputtering.
think has a higher chance of getting assaulted on a college campus? Hassan Piker or Tim Pool? Assaulted.
Probably Tim.
Think about it.
You don't have to think
Well,
about
should
I'm
it.
take
not
you
going to
like half a
snap the
second
answer,
to-
even if I think I know what it is. I'm going to think about it. Yeah, I'm going to think about the question
Okay,
before
what do
I
you
answer
think?
it. I think Tim has there's a higher likelihood because of the political climate and the.
Hassan Piker can go literally anywhere he wants.
Hassan
and
Piker
he
can
might
go
get people-
into Turning Point USA, will not be attacked.
I thought you were gonna- he
and
go
he can
into
go
the
into a
centrifuge of the
leftist
fusion
protest,
reactor.
and he will not get attacked. And Charlie Kirk can't even go to his own event without getting shot and murdered.
It's true.
That's a statement I don't disagree with. I mean, the Charlie part, I don't disagree with. That was awful, but I don't know. I don't even know why we're talking about like how wise are people on college campuses? Is that really what?
No, it's the political climate and the threat of violence. That's the point being made. Because you're acting like you're unaware of what the left represents and what they'll do.
No.
Like,
I'm
it's not even a question of the left. It's a question of these jurisdictions. The AG of Virginia wants conservative children to die. His words. It'll teach them a lesson.
Yeah, if you had a right-wing AG calling for the death of a Democrat president, the right would disavow that immediately.
Yeah,
They would say this is
seconds.
horrible. But a left-winger AG does this and calls for the death of Donald Trump, and they're like, we're going to vote for him. And he might win. To Libby's point, he might win.
He's going to say what he's got to say to win, right?
You know, and they have Jay Jones
have.
won, Spanberger won, even though one of her campaign aides was caught on camera talking about how everybody on the Spanberger campaign was, not unhappy that Charlie Kirk was killed.
Yeah. Look, you don't have to like it, Ian, but that's the
Yeah,
reality.
we're
of
the
the
protest
situation.
at
for the
this
struggle
AG guy's
session,
house.
guys.
Like, we're at his
It's
business.
not a,
whatever.
it's not a
convince you or
struggle
something?
session.
Sorry to interrupt. I was
you're
responding to Phil.
It's not a struggle
Yeah,
session.
no protest at his house.
Yeah, where's the right-wing response to this AG calling for the death of President Donald Trump? What are we doing? We're just mad on the internet talking about it?
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, like what it sounds like you're implying, and I'm hoping that you'll correct me, is you're implying that there should be some kind of kinetic reaction.
Well, you would think that
Because-
there would be at minimum a protest, which I would think was okay. I'm not calling for violence or any kind of physical action on the guy, of course not. But you think there would be some at least basic response where like they're protesting his house or they're doing these Democrat wake up calls or whatever.
I don't think that it's. I don't think that expecting the right to act like the left is a realistic thing. Like the right really needs something dramatic to get them out of the house.
Yeah, I would
because
agree.
again, they
I honestly,
they got to go to
it's-
work and
it's-
stuff.
it's-
So
I don't want to call it a black pill because that implies an emotion. But I think mathematically, looking at what's going on right now, the forecast is not good for the right in this conflict. There's a combination of a lack of ideological fervor required for conflicts like this, lack of organization, and lack of self-awareness. The left has got a bunch of zombie zealot retards for sure, but cannon fodder's cannon fodder. The right relies on government. I was talking about this earlier that in the American Revolution, the Americans were fighting for a dream, and the British were fighting partially with mercenaries for pay.
Yeah.
The people who were dispatched, the regulars, the redcoats, weren't sitting here being like, I have a dream of a great British empire that must be preserved. They were like, these are my orders, I guess. Certainly there was the Declaration of Independence. They were loyalists to the United States. But the Americans were very much like, we are going to have our freedom. And there's all these profound, give me liberty or give me death. Ah, you don't need to pay someone to fight for that. Mm-hmm. So I see these conservatives post that leftists are being paid to do this or paid to do that. And it's a fundamental misunderstanding of what the left represents. They represent a zealous ideological fervor. You need no money for that. In fact, you can simultaneously convince these people to sacrifice their own lives and pay you while they do it. That's how much they believe in what they're doing. So the right continues to rely on machines that have failed them. And that is, you can't even arrest Don Lemon, a guy who committed the crime on camera, because the judges ideologically oppose you, because Trump doesn't have the plan or the mechanism to actually deal with enforcing the law in these ways.
Well, I mean, he doesn't really have the ability either. The president can't just, pull judges out. Now, I would love to see.
Reporting is they're going to go for a grand jury indictment after the fact. Mm-hmm. But good luck, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look good considering how deep the rot is in our judicial system. The judicial system is the biggest problem we've got now.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because to Tim's point, and this is something I've thought about a lot in terms of the Revolutionary War, because the Americans were willing to do whatever it took, right? They basically were pulling guerrilla warfare. They were fighting on Christmas. They were doing all of these things that were not part of the rules of warfare. And the British soldiers were like, as you said, there were the Hessians. They were getting paid. They were out there doing what they were told to do. They were, fighting in the way that wars were fought. And they weren't expecting a bunch of scrappy people with no food and, eating their horses and all the rest of it to come at them so hard. And we don't have conservatives willing to do that because conservatives are trying to maintain the status quo. They're saying, we built this thing. We'd like to keep the thing we built. And the left is saying, really? Well, we're just going to burn it down. We're going to torch it.
Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.